Oh, new video. Reason why Fall Out Boy are sellouts? Well, let's see. It kind of makes sense. What do you guys think?
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a kind of half rant, half kind of just thinking out loud kind of video. I think at this point this is a good video to make, considering Fall Out Boy are, kind of inactive right now. So the term sellouts have been thrown around a lot describing Fall Out Boy. Whether you're a casual Fall Out Boy fan, whether you're a diehard Fall Out Boy fan, or whether you're not really a fan of the band, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that they have been called sellouts before. Like, especially currently is definitely a big time in their career where sellouts is being thrown around constantly. Another time in their career where sellouts was like just one of those terms, to describe Fall Out Boy was back in 2007 during their Infinity on High era. Believe it or not, people thought they were selling out with that record. That was Infinity on High is, in my opinion, is their best album to date. Obviously other people have different opinions, but that was not selling out. In order to sell out, I believe that you have to be, just in it for the money. You're not really doing what you want to do. You're just doing what everybody else wants you to do. And if you look at it that way, I don't see how Fall Out Boy is selling out in any way. I don't see how Fall Out Boy is selling out, because if they wanted to just sell out and make the music that people really wanted, they would be going and doing Take This to Your Grave 5 times, or From Under the Cork Tree again. They would be going back to their harder sound, making songs like that. And in my opinion, that would be selling out, because that's what most people want from them. That's what they have to defend in their interviews when they're defending their new material. They are defending, the new stuff that they're doing, and they're trying to take a chance. So I don't necessarily see that as selling out at all. Now, the other side of this argument is that, yes, Fall Out Boy does promote quite a bit of merch constantly. When they have a new song or a new album or something, it's just constant. It's just constant. Buy this, pick this up, go buy this shirt, go do this. Like, they have a shirt for like everything. And again, I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but one of my favorite YouTubers made a video on this, but I'm not gonna put their name in here just because I don't know. Just like pointing out to me, because I never really thought about it, but the fact that they do push a lot of their merch and their clothes, like a lot of their merch and a lot of their music, like buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, then it does kind of give the idea of them selling out. But again, like Pete has kind of touched on this a little bit here and there. This is a lot of Crush Management's doing. If you look at any of the artists under Crush Management, you'll see the exact same thing. Like Panic at the Disco, they're pushing everything. That gives me the idea that this isn't Fall Out Boy, this is their management. And Pete's kind of touched on it here and there. Like, I know there's been a lot of speculation, and it would not surprise me at all if they were to switch out of their management, because Pete's never actually specifically said that's what they're gonna do, but he's kind of hinted at it here and there, little like sparks of, but we can't fully do what we want to do. And I think that has a lot to do with Crush Management. So back to the point, I don't believe Fall Out Boy has sold out when it comes to their music, but I do understand where people could see that from. Another reason, that people I think more people in the alternative scene believe that Fall Out Boy has sold out more than anybody else in the entire community of music people. Just basically anybody. Like, it's the alternative scene that is calling Fall Out Boy sellouts. And the reason I say that, and I know a lot of you guys have definitely seen this before, but like, when the whole Ghostbusters, criticism thing blew up, there were numerous comments of, I didn't even know Fall Out Boy was still a band. Is Fall Out Boy still relevant? Like, those kind of comments make people believe like, oh my gosh, like some of these people didn't even know about, didn't even really know what was going on with Fall Out Boy at all. So in that sense, that is not like that. There's no way an artist can sell out to make money and then have like half of the population believe that they are not a band anymore. Like that makes absolutely no sense. Like I've seen numerous comments, especially like another place I've seen comments was, during the VMAs, people were commenting about who they thought was gonna win, best rock video or whatever. And there was numerous comments. Again, is Fall Out Boy relevant? Like, I haven't heard Fall Out Boy since 2005. Actually, I have a friend who went to Hot Topic, and was returning her from under the cork tree records because she had accidentally bought too many. And the guy was like, oh, Fall Out Boy, I haven't heard that name since 2005. Or I haven't seen this record since 2005. Or like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, there's a good amount of people, that don't really see Fall Out Boy as they are now than as they were back then. And to me, that is not a sellout to me. That category of sellouts is coming from our scene, our alternative scene. I see numerous comments on like alternative press's websites or Kerrang's websites, or other like random Twitter accounts or whatever, of people just bashing on Fall Out Boy because they're not, what an alternative pop punk band is supposed to sound like. And correct me if I'm wrong, how is that selling out? Because they're not like every other band in the alternative scene. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I mean, you guys can totally chime in if you, in the comments if you have another opinion. Alright, so for the second part of this video, I just wanted to, this is probably the rant part, because it gets me kind of annoyed. So, I'm not going to name any names because I love everybody I'm subscribed to so much, but how many of you guys, started following a YouTuber because they, were into, or they talked about a band that you really liked? So, there's this YouTuber that I really, really enjoy. I really like her stuff, and, I originally found her channel because she was talking about Fall Out Boy, and obviously Fall Out Boy is my favorite band, hence the name of my channel. So, and I'm not saying that I don't like her other stuff, because I do. I like love her music recommendations and I love everything about her channel. Her channel is amazing. But then it's like when she gets back to talking about Fall Out Boy, it's just not necessarily trash talking, but it's just like, oh yeah, they sold out, or oh yeah, that I'm not even going to review that song because the majority of the world hated it. Or like, I don't know, her like you become friends with other people in this scene who don't like Fall Out Boy, so then you feel like, oh, well, I'm just gonna, pretend that I don't like Fall Out Boy, even though 2 years ago they were, I said they were my absolute favorite band, or like, they say comments like, oh, well, back in, 2014, I was obsessed with Fall Out Boy, how embarrassing. Like, that kind of stuff just makes me really annoyed, because it's obvious that these people, like, it's not just one person, it's like a bunch of people, that these people are just going with the flow of what's popular in this scene. Yes, I love our scene. I think our scene is amazing, but when people start hating on Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco, they're like, oh, they sold out. Even now 21 Pilots is getting the sold out thing, which is absolute bullshit. Like, are you freaking kidding me? 21 Pilots is the most unique sound I think I've heard in the last decade. It just drives me crazy, because it's like, oh, this isn't hard rock, this isn't metal, this isn't pop punk, like, I don't like it. So then if you're secretly like inside a fan of Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco, and all of a sudden you're saying, oh, I'm growing out of them, I don't really like them anymore, but like the next time like they have a big album or something, you're still gonna want to go. You just don't want other people to give you hate comments that are the same things over and over again. And when it's me, I honestly could care less if I get hate comments about people calling Fall Out Boy sellouts, or oh, you're just like a little fangirl, or aren't you too old for Fall Out Boy. I could care less, and they can all go fuck themselves. I don't mean to completely rant about this, but it's like, when did Fall Out Boy become an embarrassment? That's the part of it that makes me mad. Like, why are you afraid to be a fan of an amazing band just because it's an unpopular opinion in this scene? Alright, you guys, well, that's going to be it for this video. Please leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd really love to know what all of you think about, the topic of Fall Out Boy selling out, or just the hate that they're getting in general. It's kind of annoying and kind of frustrating, and I don't know. Alright, you guys, so please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys on Friday when I announce my giveaway. Okay, bye!